Hi, Helen from crystalsandcrochet.com here. In this video tutorial I would like to show you how to make the bobble stitch. Okay, the bobble stitch is normally worked from the wrong side of your work. If you are going to work in rounds, whether you're making a circle or a square, it's very easy to just flip your work over and to work just these bobble rows on the wrong side. That way you get this really nice raised effect. When you work them from the front, they just never quite come out the same way. Okay, so, oops, let's go the right way. Okay, so I've just made a bobble stitch here. Oops, there we go. I've just made a bobble stitch here, and you can see this slightly larger pair of loops here. That's the top of the bobble stitch, and then there's the single crochet in there. So let me just make a few more single crochets. Oops. This pattern is my bubblegum shawl, and there are 5 single crochets between each bobble stitch. Okay, so I've now got my 5 single crochets in there. So to make a bobble stitch, it's actually a double crochet 5 together, or a double crochet cluster, whichever one you like to call it. So we're going to yarn over and go into that next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and through 2, so that we're making a partial double crochet. Excuse me. And we need to make 5 of those. So there's 1. So yarn over, into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. That's 2, 3. It does start to get a little bit crowded in the stitch when you're putting so many stitches in. So this is the last one, the 5th one. What I tend to do is just pull along with my finger to hold these loops back on the stitch, so that I've got a little bit of room to get my hook in there and round and pick that up. Okay, so we've got 5 partial double crochets here, plus that beginning loop, so there's 6 loops. So we're going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. So that is a 5 double crochet cluster, or double crochet 5 together. And then in order to make our bobble pop, we're going to come into that very next stitch and make a single crochet. Okay, let me just do the rest. 2, oops, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's our bobble. That slightly larger loop is the bobble, and you can see how the bobble pops beautifully up onto the right side of our work with this lovely little sort of spine that goes across it, and that's basically because you're seeing the back of the stitches there. Okay, let me show you once more. So we're going to yarn over, and in that next stitch we're going to make 5 partial double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so 6 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all of the loops, and then single crochet in the next stitch, or stitches, depends what your pattern is asking you to do. Okay, as I said, this one has 5 single crochets in between the bobbles. So if I just flip that over so you can see the right side. Okay, that's how our bobbles look on the right side, and that's how it looks on the wrong side. Now, when you're working in rows, or if you're working in the round and you make a row on the wrong side, when you turn your work to come back the other way, the thing that you will find is quite important is to remember how many stitches you made in, how many stitches you made in between your bobbles. Because if you look here, this one's quite clear, that 1, 2, 3, 4, but there, hiding behind the bobble, is another sneaky little stitch. Okay, so make sure that you always go into that one that's tucked away there behind the bobble. Okay, you can see how easy it is to miss that because it's sneaking away in the back there. These larger loops here, that's actually the top of your bobble stitch. Okay, so just make sure that as you're working on the right side again and you're doing your next row, that you make sure that you get right into that sneaky little stitch there so that your stitch count stays even all the way along. Okay, that's how you make a bobble stitch. Thanks for watching.